Rare protests are spreading across China. Thousands took to the streets over the weekend, sparked by anger over the country's zero COVID policy. Protesters are blaming severe COVID restrictions for slowing down the response of first responders to a recent apartment fire that killed 10 people, including a 3-year-old child. ABC's Faith Abube is in Washington with the latest.
Growing anger over China's strict zero COVID policy, sending thousands into the streets in rare mass protests across major cities. The demonstrators clashing with police over the weekend, demanding an end to COVID restrictions.
The zero COVID policy has been a disaster, both economically and politically inside China.
Some of the demonstrators chanting, "We want democratic rule of law, we want freedom of speech," a brazen act of defiance as some call for President Xi Jinping and his Communist Party to step down. Many of the protesters holding up blank pieces of paper, a symbol against censorship. It was this deadly apartment fire last week that triggered the demonstrations. Residents claim barriers put up due to COVID restrictions blocked fire trucks from getting to the victims, something the Chinese government has denied. 10 people died, including a 3-year-old child.
It is unimaginable that they will try to resolve the issue by backing down.
Overnight, the government instead doubling down on its zero COVID policy, writing in a newspaper commentary, quote, "Facts have fully proved that each version of the prevention and control plan has withstood the test of practice." Meanwhile, some concessions on the ground amid the protests. Urumqi city officials now easing lockdowns in low-risk neighborhoods. Beijing also announcing it's lifting lockdowns in 75 neighborhoods and will no longer block access to apartment compounds. Beyond China, there are also global concerns about the impact of the strict COVID policy on supply chains. One analysis estimates the Chinese lockdowns have led to a 35 to 40% drop in iPhone 14 Pro inventory as we begin the holiday shopping season. In Washington, Faith Abube, ABC News.